Number one, the luckier we get is based on how much action we take. There's a book called The Big Trust. Look it up. It's a new book, Big Trust. And they talk about how the more action we take, the luckier we get. And I'm going to yes and that by saying the happier we are, the more lucky we get too. And that's kind of what happened with this story. And as I tell you the story of what happened to me at the White Sox game, I also want to point out that you follow your favorite creators and their content is so great, their content is so perfect. You're seeing me with some very hashtag not perfect content in these cold plunge tubs with crappy audio. But my point being, we see some of our favorite creators who are making great content and their life seems so good. Can we get over the BS that they don't have real shit going on in their lives? Not to be like maybe their problems are better than our problems, but also like at the same time, they don't post about everything. And we think that their life is great and our life sucks. You might have better parts of your life that they are longing for. And I don't think we talk about that enough. I don't think I'm talking about that enough as I move away from my day job problems and more towards doing TikTok lives, doing Substack, working with Kinsey Food, some of the best damn barbecue sauce you've ever tried. And I've shifted away from talking about my problems as much on social media. Not that I need to talk about all of my problems, but at the same time, as I tell you this story from the White Sox game, I do want to point out that it can make our favorite creators feel less human when we don't know all the ins and outs. So, food for thought for the day. There's more to dissect than that. But yesterday at the White Sox game, I had a couple of goals. Number one, I wanted to get a baseball. I'm one of those grown ass adults who brings their glove with me to a baseball game. I didn't bring it yesterday, but I do that. I do that. And the other thing was I wanted to make connections to spread the word about Kinsey Foods. And as I was ordering some food where I was on the clock with Kinsey Foods barbecue sauce, going live on TikTok, creating some content for them, I find a barbecue stand and I'm like, oh, well, this is convenient. I was going to get a hot dog, but let's check out this barbecue because this is oddly appropriate. And so I order a brisket sandwich. I order some wings, and the staff is like, do you want any sauce? And I'm like, nope, I got my own. They're like, what is that? I'm like, it's called Kinsey Food, some of the best damn barbecue you ever tried. It's a family recipe that originated in Kansas City, Missouri. And they're like, really? Can we try some? And I said, absolutely. So they got nacho, tried a little bit. And they're like, this is amazing. You all should carry this here. I'm like, I know, right? Who do I talk to? Legit a minute later, they say, oh, that's the guy to talk to. Now, I just assume he's some type of manager. And I'm like, hey, they say you're the guy to talk to. He's like, what you got? I'm like, barbecue sauce. He's like, let me try some. And he goes, OMG. This is amazing. Do you have a business card? I'm like, I don't, but I got a TikTok. Do you have a business card? He said, yes, I do. I got his business card. Now we're talking to see if the Chicago White Sox executive sous chef at the ballpark, who I didn't know I was talking to, might want to carry our barbecue sauce. Are they going to? I don't know. But my point being, for me to just happen to bump into him randomly, that's lucky. And I think the happier we are, the luckier we get. The more action we take, the luckier we get. When I pitched this idea to Kinsey Food saying I want to go live from baseball games, I didn't know what they were going to say. I didn't know if it was going to work. I didn't know if it would be worth their while, but we are starting to make progress. And I think we make more progress based on the action we take and how well our mental health is. I still have work to do on my mental health. Despite doing all these saunas and cold plunges, my sleep has not been as good as it could be. Sleep is a big havoc on our physical health, which affects our mental health, which increases levels of cortisol, can make us feel more anxious. For people like myself, I have so much more work to do. But you know what? Things are better. And as I got to the White Sox game, right when the gates opened, and I'm looking for baseballs, and they didn't have batting practice, so my chances of getting a baseball were really slim. I go into the bleachers where some guys are doing some hitting drills, and right before they left the field, one of the batters takes a ball, and just launches it into the bleachers for us. And guess who was the only person close to that baseball? I got a baseball. It was so cool, y'all. The happier we are, the more lucky we get, and this is how my life is today. I don't know how it's going to be tomorrow. I don't even know how it's going to be later today. Can we all accept that the ups and downs are like the stock market? The stock market historically ends on a high. Just because we have a down day doesn't mean we're having a bad year. You got this. I got this. And if you found this valuable, drop a comment below and share this out. Still looking for my first 50 free subscribers on Substack. There is a paid version if you all want coaching. Otherwise, the content is completely for free. And follow me on TikTok at Tony.Rossi. That's Tony with a Y, Rossi with an I. I'm also looking to hit 10K by Banana Day. By the time the Savannah Bananas come to Chicago, I want to hit 10,000 followers. Thank you for helping me out with that. This has been Talks with Tony from the Cold Plunge Tub at Sweat House, one of my favorite sauna and cold plunge studios. Check out your local Sweat House, see what deals they got going on. I'm getting my butt out of this cold plunge tub. I will talk to you soon. Hashtag not perfect. Let's go get them, friends.